you're here. We should get going then. Xavier and the others should be filming soon.
How's it going? Have you managed to figure out the location of your home yet?
I've narrowed down a few potential locations. We just need to take a sample from each one. Once the equipment analyzes them, we should know the exact location and where to find the entrance.
Great! We should get started then.
All right, let's get a move on. That should do it. Let's head back. The filming should be just about done. We made good time. We might even know the location by the end of the day.
You sound pretty happy about that.
Do I? I suppose I've just had enough of these anomalies I've been dealing with. The sooner I can fix them, the better. Anyway, enough chit-chat. We have work to do. Oh, but let's head in through the side door. I don't want to run into the crew on the deck. All right, now we just need to wait for the results. Since we have some time to kill, I suppose I might as well see how this aquarium of yours is coming along. You seemed quite enthusiastic about it, after all.
It's really coming together!
Oh, kind of impressive, actually. These must be the ones we caught the first time we went underwater.
Like it?
It's fine, I guess. Nothing special.
Come on! It sounded like you really liked it just now!
You're that proud of it? Is this a sense of accomplishment or something?
Well, yeah. And it's pretty!
You know it's gonna be gone soon, though, right?
What do you mean?
After the festival, this ship will be returned to the fortress of Meropide, and this aquarium will be no more.
So?
So, no matter how much work you put into this place, once the festival is over, it's all just going to disappear.
But not making the most of it when we have the chance is an even bigger waste!
But if you know it's all going to be gone one day, why even bother?
Well, because...
Because you still get to keep the things you gain along the way. And those are things that can never be replaced.
Doesn't that make losing them even harder?
Well, if you put it like that. But the happy memories we make along the way last forever. You just have to take a more glass half full perspective. Not to mention, everything we do here is gonna be on film, so it'll still live on in some shape or form.
And when you look back on it, only happy memories will come to mind?
Exactly!
So it's about finding joy in the process itself.
Traveler! You're back already?
What's wrong with that? You say that like it's terrible news or something.
How did you get here? I didn't see you on the deck. Oh, never mind. We need to help Miss Guillotin hide ASAP. The crew is heading over here to shoot any second.
What? They should be done by now.
There was a mishap earlier that cost them some time. I was waiting on deck so I could warn you the minute you showed up. Anyway, you should head back to the captain's cabin right away. They're gonna be here any minute now. Ugh, finally! That's a wrap for the scenes on the deck. Wouldn't have taken half as long if the wind hadn't snapped our equipment in two.
Uh-oh! Too late!
Change of plans then. You'll just have to hide.
Hide? And where exactly am I supposed to do that?
Oh, there's a box over there! You can get in that!
Huh? You expect me to...
Do I need my makeup done for the next scene too?
For the love of...
Let me see. Maybe just a quick touch-up.
Huh? Traveler and Paimon? What are you doing here? I thought you took the day off to take care of something.
Huh? Oh, well, it didn't take as long as we were expecting, so we came back early. What about you guys? You're still not done shooting for the day?
No, we ran into an issue that, set us back. It meant Miss Charlotte's crew wasn't able to wrap either. We both still have scenes to shoot in this aquarium.
Oh, that's not ideal. For several reasons. Let us help then. The sooner we wrap, the sooner everyone can get some rest.
All right.
Thanks, you two.
Miss Charlotte's crew can go first then. If I'm not mistaken, you still have a night shoot later.
Thanks, Director Farina!
Of course! Fellow artists should help each other out where we can.
Agreed. Well then, camera, lights, get set up. Actors, give your lines a quick once-over. Let's try to get this in one take. All right, places, everyone! And 3, 2, 1, action!
So, the story ends like this. But when Duke Saint Germanus departed, he clearly said that everything was beyond redemption.
Huh? That sounds familiar. Wait, it's from that novel I came across while researching the numerological array.
He's only a genius when it comes to mechanics, and everything else, he's just an ordinary person.
Tch.
Huh? What was that noise? Whatever, I'll just fix it in post.
Mr. Koba, please don't speak as if I were the accomplice.
Not so hard. This box isn't sturdy enough for that.
This is why I keep saying, don't put too much trust in Clockwork Mecha. Unlike humans, machines don't have a heart.
A heart?
That's right. It's what's on the inside. It's also referred to as someone's soul, or likened to free will. You can think of it as a person's core, what makes them unique. In general, though, people don't believe machines are capable of having a soul.
You said my emotion module was faultless.
It is, but that's not quite the same thing.
Do you think I have one then? A heart?
I don't think so. I know so. The question is, do you recognize it within yourself?
That's where you're wrong.
I can't believe this. Forcing me to hide in a box and listen to this drivel. Me.
In the end, clocks tick through tranquil years. Fish swim in crystalline springs. No matter how grand a dream is, it will fade away like this. Forlorn, wordless, silent.
And cut.
That was a long one. What did you think?
If she makes them do another take, I'm going to flip a lid. And not just the one to this box.
Oh, there were some weird audio things going on, but acting-wise, it was great. It's a keeper.
Perfect! That means...
I can get out of this box.
It's our turn. Camera operator, set up for the next scene. In this one, our our protagonist peruses an aquarium in a foreign land and gets swept up in memories of her friend. So, in terms of lighting, that's the vibe we're going for. Got that?
Shoot. Paimon thought there'd be a break and Zandroni could slip away. What are we gonna do now?
Break a leg!
Yep, we're headed off to shoot our next scene.
All right, quiet on set. We're about to start rolling. Ready, Miss Columbina? Miss Columbina?
I think she would like this.
Quick, we should roll on this.
It doesn't forage with the others, or prey upon its smaller kin. Instead, it remains where it is, cradled in the coral's quiet beauty, as though the raging cyclones above are of no consequence. And yet, she still stood before the cyclone in the end. So I think that story has it wrong. She is no different than us. She has a heart.
Columbina.
Uh-oh, is she onto us?
What is she doing? Cut!
You okay, Columbina? Oh, yes. I just thought...
Why don't we take a short break? It's been a long day of shooting so far. That last take was beautifully organic, though. We can use it as is. No need to go again.
Thanks, Director Farina. But I'm fine to continue.
You're sure? In that case, let's shoot some quick B-roll. Then we can move to our next outdoor scene.
absolutely suffocating.
You okay, Sandrone?
Right as rain. Come on, let's go check the test results. It's time for me to go home. All right, it should be around here. Give me some space. I'll activate the water insulating mechanism.
The what?
Hélène, much like Renee, had long predicted that the water levels in Fontaine would rise. Thanks to his expertise in mechanics, he was able to implement a few simple measures to protect our home from flooding. I told him there was no need, that I would just move when the water rose too high. But it would seem he knew a day like this would come. All right, the silt has been cleared away. Go activate the mechanism for the first sluice gate. That will fill the empty middle chamber with water. All right, now turn on the drainage mechanism in front of the second sluice gate, and this chamber will become empty once again.
So, this is where you used to live? It's beautiful! There's even a garden!
Back when I lived here, it was my job to tend to the potted plants and flower beds. Still growing strong even after all this time. Who would have thought? If the weather was nice, I would take Alen out in his wheelchair and we would go for a walk. Before long, we started bringing Polonia along too. Come to think of it, I was the only one who could get around easily back then. Polonia always got stuck at some point, and it was up to me to launch a rescue mission. Happy? I suppose they were. Uneventful, but pleasant. Repetitive, but peaceful. It was like living in a world where time didn't exist. Of course, that was all just an illusion. Death still awaits all of us at the end.
Oh.
All right, enough standing around. Let's head inside. Yep, this place is exactly how I left it. Nothing has changed. What is it? Huh? How did you get... Oh, Arlecchino gave it to you, didn't she? And you... read the whole thing. Just so you know, a lot of that was written a long time ago. At that very desk, to be exact. Anyway, since you've already read it, you should just hold on to it. I can always start a new one. Well, feel free to look around. I'm going to start looking for the gift Elen mentioned. Oh, but be careful with the stuff around here. I'm not saying you can't touch anything. Just try not to choke on the dust. Old notes. A warm hearth. Old notes. Oh, I played with these when I was little. During the first few months after I was created, I mean. At first, Elen and I would play together, but it didn't take long for me to become unbeatable. So, Polonia and I played together instead.
Yeah, these don't look like Paimon's kind of games.
Logic and math puzzles? Those happen to be my specialty. It's been so long. What do you say? Should we play a few rounds? Let's go with this one. The gears on the left are stacked from largest to smallest. The goal is to move them to the other side in the fewest number of moves. Just remember, you can't stack a bigger gear on top of a smaller one. Looks like it took you a few extra moves. My first attempt was the same. You'll get better with practice. Well, what did you think of the game? You showed quite a bit of promise, too. We should do this again sometime. There are other puzzles we could try.
The people in this picture look kind of familiar.
Oh, this was taken when Hélène and Renee were both still at the Fontaine Research Institute. Before their falling out. In his later years, Hélène would often sit by the fireplace and stare at this picture, wearing an expression somewhere between guilt and longing. He said he sometimes regretted not helping his friend when he needed it most, even if just to stop him. Oh, these are some of Hélène's drafts from his later years. Just casual doodles, really. And these are just some unimportant letters. I couldn't be bothered to sort through them before I left. This was Hélène's workbench. Later on, of course, it became mine. It's where both Polonia and I were brought to life. Before Alain was bedbound, this is where he would teach me about mechanics. I would sit and listen, chiming in with questions here and there. Later on, when he got too sick, I took over and would work on Polonia here.
Wow! This house is filled with so many memories! It's so cozy and charming!
You should have seen it in its prime, when people actually lived here. A lit fireplace, a steaming cup of coffee. That's the real deal. You know, we also used to have a mechanical piano that Alain built.
Ooh! How chic!
Alain never played it much. He probably wasn't able to at that point. But I managed to teach myself. Music theory is essentially math after all. Once you learn the patterns, it's not really that difficult. I loved perusing Alain's collection of classical music. The chords and harmonies felt like individual mathematical puzzles. It was fascinating, so I did some composing as well. But as Alain continued to deteriorate, even the sound of music began to grate on his nerves. So I got rid of the piano.
Aww.
Back then, I assumed a piano was like an ordinary clothing rack, commonplace in every home and easily replaceable. It was only after I left that I realized how hard a good piano is to find. Enough about that. Alain's gift should be just in here. The only things undisturbed before I left were a few of his personal belongings. Wait, there's a hidden compartment at the back of this box. Looks like it's locked with some kind of gear mechanism. Knowing you, Alain, I'm guessing it goes like this, then like this. Got it. Am I a genius or what? Let's see here. A box?
Well, you gonna open it?
It's heavier than I was expecting. Just how much stuff is in here? A letter? And a bunch of junk underneath it. None of it seems that important. Wait a second. This should be it.
A cube?
It's a multidimensional algorithmic core. Alain would use it to store information. Only Polonia and I have access. All right, I'll start looking into the core and the letter. Feel free to go through the rest of the stuff and see if there's anything useful.
Okay. Hold on. There's another picture in here. This one has writing on the back.
A snapshot of you playing among the plants shortly after you were born. You seem to like these flowers a lot. May you grow and flourish just as they do.
Huh? Wow! Look how happy you are in this picture! You've changed a lot since then, huh? What's that supposed to mean? Just that you come off kind of aggressive sometimes, or, you know, annoyed at everyone around you? Well then, people should stop being so annoying. It's not like I'm the one with the problem. Of course not. Oh, here's something else. Looks like a piece of paper torn out from somewhere. Today, I solved another math puzzle and made a breakthrough on a construction problem the Institute has been stuck on for years. Am I a genius or what? No, wait, that's From now on, I should have people address me as Her Highness the Clockwork Princess, Unraveler of all reason. No, nope, no more of that. I thought I tore this page out. You wrote this? Then how did it get... Wait, there's more writing at the bottom.
You seem to have developed a distaste for this particular entry, considering I found it in the trash. I'm sorry, but I could not help but hold on to it. Forgive me.
Helen! Don't be embarrassed. Everyone goes through a phase like that. Nonsense! I wasn't even the one who wrote that. It must have been Polonia. That's enough. I told you it was Polonia. You know what? We're done with this. No more rifling around in the box. Just put it down and let me read the letter. To my little clockwork princess. Not another word. Got that? If you're reading this,
You've most likely received the gift I left for you. I just hope you didn't stumble across all this while cleaning out my effects or something trivial like that. I once asked if there was something you wished for. Do you remember that? I wonder if time has changed your answer. Regardless, I have another gift. A formula that will allow you to come face to face with the anomaly inside of you. If you even still call her that. Why this gift? To understand that, allow me to wax poetic on the soul once again. I would ask you to stick with me until the end, but I know you will. You always have. I believe a person should be born twice over in their lifetime. First, there's the birth that grants us life. Then, the birth of the soul. It's a matter of transforming the life bestowed upon us into the life we choose for ourselves. And to do that, we must look inward. We must make a conscious choice to define the meaning of our life instead of allowing the happenstance of our existence to pass us by. This is the process of recognizing the soul that lives within us. You are my proudest masterpiece. I told you that long ago. But to me, you have never been a creation or a machine. To me, you're just like the rest of us. You have a heart. In fact, some theories think of the human brain as nothing more than a machine, and thought the product of its computations. So you see, perhaps we're not so different after all. Your inner machinery is just far more advanced than most. No matter how one looks at it, the heart is a complex thing, a place where logic and reason collide with our emotions. Your computational capacity allowed you to become sentient and develop logical reasoning. But it also granted you something that, on the surface, might seem contradictory: emotion. Emotions and logic often clash with each other, and those instances of discord can accumulate over time. That is the source of what you refer to as the anomalies within you. As you told me once, you've always known what you don't want, yet you've never wished for anything in particular. Similar to how a blind person can feel when a part of their body is in pain without being able to fully visualize its form, such is your relationship with your soul. So, what I leave you now is this: a formula that will allow you to see the shape of your soul. For if you want to protect your heart, you must first be able to recognize it within yourself.
Of course. Whether you use it is entirely up to you. You are, and always have been, free to do as you wish. Regardless, whether by my formula or some other means, I trust you will know your heart one day. You always were a fast learner, and the smartest person I've ever known. Ellen. Oh. I'm fine. I've already figured out how this formula works. Let's get out of here and then we can use it.
You made up your mind already? You're gonna do it?
Why wouldn't I? Resolving the anomalies within my core is the reason I came here in the first place. No, I can do this on my own. But, do you want to watch?
What do you mean?
I already know what anomaly I need to resolve. Like Alen said, she's an amalgamation of all the times my logic algorithms have clashed with my emotions.
And by resolve, you mean that literally? Or...
Yes.
But if you, let us in like that, wouldn't that mean letting us see a bunch of your, inner thoughts and secrets?
If what Alen said is true, then I'm about to be... born anew. Or whatever. This is your chance to be lucky enough to witness it. Besides, you already read my whole diary. When it comes to keeping my innermost thoughts to myself, well, I think that ship has sailed.
You're really sure about this?
How many times do I have to say it? I finally let you in as... friends, and you want to question it. I'm not gonna offer a second time. Enough with the mushy stuff. Just follow me. Right. With the numerological array, I can construct a simple formula that will allow you to experience what I see and hear in real time.
Oh, just like St. Lolly's scent-sharing technique. Been there, done that.
Huh! Sounds like that shaman has some tricks up her sleeve. The arcane and the mathematical are both fundamental laws of this world. Being able to achieve a similar result through both isn't surprising. Anyway, let's get this show on the road. But no comments from the peanut gallery, okay? I know I offered, but I still don't want any interruptions. Is this... my heart? No, it's probably just the result of Alen's formula. A space dedicated to resolving anomalies. Huh. But it looks like the walls are all... mirrors? You made it. About time. Is that me? From the past? You just spoke of anomalies. Well, here I am. What happens when emotion contradicts reason? Shall we sit down and talk?
That should do it. Hello? My name is Alen Guillotin. Can you hear me?
Brings back memories, doesn't it? The time we spent here.
Here. I want you to have this.
A notebook?
You can use it to write things down.
I don't need to write things down. I have unlimited memory.
Even so, some things are more important than others, right? You can use it to write about the things that matter.
So you wish me to carry out a basic priority sorting operation?
I suppose you can think of it like that for now. But journaling is also an act of finding oneself. Much like we use wooden stakes to guide a plant to grow in a certain manner, what we choose to write down gives the soul much-needed direction. In the act of choosing what to forget and what to hold on to, we decide what kind of person we want to become.
I don't understand. Like I said earlier, I don't need something like this. This is where we were born, where our life began. Mornings of tending to the garden, afternoons spent cleaning, reading, or studying, evenings of cozying up by the fire, listening to Alen share stories about his past. Alen.
What is it?
What are you drinking?
Oh, this? It's coffee. It, makes me more productive.
I want to try it.
Oh, okay. Here.
Bitter. Speaking of, why did you design me with senses? Taste, smell, touch.
Well, I'm not quite sure. It just felt like the right thing to do. I suppose I hoped you might have a life of your own one day, and that you deserve to experience all life has to offer.
Oh. Still bitter. But the smell is nice. I thought those peaceful days would go on forever. You know that's not possible. Maybe. But how was I supposed to know the end was just around the corner? That was just bad luck. Was it? Well, it certainly became a pattern, now didn't it? Over time, one of the habits we picked up from Alen was a love of coffee. We even took to hosting tea parties. A machine acting like a human. Kind of laughable, right? I suppose that's just what I'm used to. Yeah, that's just what we're used to.
Hey, this place isn't half bad. Great spot for a party.
More and more people seem to be showing up to my tea parties uninvited. Anyone care to explain?
Can you blame me? I saw Columbina leading Capitano somewhere, and I had to see what that was about.
I had simply asked Columbina where I might find Arlecchino. I have business to discuss with her, and Columbina suggested looking here. Tartaglia and I were unaware that this was a private gathering. Apologies for the intrusion. It won't be for long.
Whatever. Just add it to the list of annoying things that have happened today. What's one more? Since you're here, you might as well stay for a cup of tea.
See? Told you she wouldn't mind.
Much obliged, Sandrone.
Well, look who we have here. Good thing I brought extra desserts. This has turned into quite the occasion.
Capitano, I was just about to go find you.
Pardon the intrusion. Rest assured, I won't sully your gathering with talk of work. We can have our discussion later.
Spoken like a true gentleman. A certain unmannered 11th seat could learn a thing or two.
You know, you really should start being nicer to me, Rosaline. Or I might just snatch that 8th seat right out from under you.
I'd like to see you try.
If you're gonna fight, take it outside. The only mess I plan on cleaning up is tea-related. I still don't understand how our quiet afternoon turned into such a crowded gathering. One by one, people just kept barging in. And then, one by one, they left without a word. Yeah, pretty annoying, huh?
Of all my days with the Fatui, the times I spent with you, Arlecchino, and Rosaline, they were my favorite. Goodbye, Sandrone.
Don't go, Columbina. We should have just said that. Why didn't we? If we had, would the story have had a different ending? She couldn't stay. There was no future for her here. She would have just faded away. You're right. I suppose that's why you call me an anomaly. Every time you make a decision, there's a voice inside your heart, my voice, asking to contradict all logic and reason. Why didn't we make her stay? Is it worse to fight for something just to lose it? Or not to have fought at all? Don't you find it unfair? One by one, we keep losing the things we care about the most. But in the end, whether I want to fight for something or cry over all we've lost, you just push it down and pretend not to hear. And now, even Polonia, the other half of Elend's legacy, the last remaining member of our family. Even Polonia is no longer with us. I did everything I could, but it's just like Elend always said. Colonia was one of a kind. There was no replicating what he managed to create. Don't you feel like our connection to the past is fading bit by bit? Like, even the things we have left are slowly slipping away. I suppose. But you can't move through life without having to say goodbye. And even as we experience loss, there are always new things to be gained. Ever so logical. What's your take, then? It feels like the more I care about something, the faster the world takes it away. It sounds so stupid, but I can't help it. That's the hand life has dealt me time and time again. Why even fight for something that's just going to be lost in the end? Better to never have had it at all. Better if it would all just disappear. Dark, I know. But the heart wants what it wants. Maybe the stellar linchpin appeared because of me. Because of what I wish for. I don't think so. Yeah, probably not. What an anomaly wants goes against all logic and reason after all. Well, go ahead and do what you came for. You're here to resolve the anomaly, aren't you? Yes. What's it gonna be? Keeping me imprisoned here like before? Or eliminating me entirely, like debugging a code? That might actually be a mercy. I don't care. I just don't want to experience the pain of loss ever again. Go ahead. I'm ready. Why do we keep losing everything we care about? I know it hurts, but that's life. I wish... I know. I've always known. Because we've been one all along. Sandrone! I'm fine. It's okay to cry, you know. Cry? You've gotta be kidding me. Save the comforting for someone who needs it, Paimon. The emotional side of my core algorithm. My emotion module has always been fully developed and operational. Ellen tried to tell me that too. I've just chosen to ignore her voice all this time. I suppose. Huh. Come to think of it, it's kind of like the aquarium on the ship. The aquarium? The old me took one look at it and saw something I would inevitably lose. So I stopped putting in the effort. Then, one by one, the fish all swam away, and the place became even more bleak and depressing. Pretty pathetic, right?
Don't say that! A lot of people would feel the same. It just shows how much you care about what you have.
Now? After seeing what you've done with the aquarium, I have to admit, I think it's beautiful. It's like you said, we get to keep the things we gain along the way. And those are things that can never be replaced, because we choose to hold them in our hearts.
Well said!
Besides, I've already died once. I'd be stupid not to make the most of this second chance.
Right! Earlier you, or your inner self, mentioned something about her wish. What was it?
You think that's something you can just ask and I'll tell you? Think again. I may have accepted my emotional self, but I'm not about to go all soft and mushy on the inside and pour my heart out. That said, taking a step in the right direction couldn't hurt. Starting with cleaning some old aquarium tanks of my own.
Huh?
Metaphorically speaking, I mean. Come on, let's head back to the ship. I need to talk to that shaman.
Huh? Resentful lost souls?
You couldn't get comfortable sleeping near the Opera Epicles, right? Well, I bet that's why. The Fountain of Lucine is where all the water in Fontaine gathers. So that's where the emotions within the water converge as well.
Hold on. If it's souls we're dealing with, feeling uncomfortable should have been just the beginning. I should have been able to hear their voices or something.
And under normal circumstances, I'm sure someone of your talents would have. The problem is, these souls are no longer complete.
Remind me how they ended up like that again? You mentioned something about them being split apart?
Yes, it's called soul severing. Renee of the Nartsitzenkreuz Ordo came up with it. After learning of Fontaine's impending doom, Renee thought if he could find a means for the soul to live on in perpetuity, it might ensure the world's salvation. Soul severing was the first step of his research. Unfortunately, his theory of the four orthants was imperfect at the time, and a failure along the way caused his physical form to dissipate. Jakob, another member of the Nartsitzenkreuz Ordo, sought to carry on René's legacy and restore his physical form. He even used some of the people who stood in his way as test subjects for his research.
By severing their souls?
Yes. After René successfully awakened, the two continued their research, and all the severed souls ended up merging into René's consciousness. After you saved Fontaine by turning Fontanians into true humans, these souls returned to the ley lines. But the souls severed before René awakened had nowhere to go, doomed to forever wander the waters of Fontaine as listless spirits.
Almost as if they exist outside the bounds of this world, unrecognized by the ley lines or fate. No wonder I couldn't sense them.
Not only that, but over time, they began to fuse with other entities. Their inner resentment lured in all sorts of evil beings, which corrupted and defiled them into nothing more than accumulations of filth. But the full transformation must have been recent. Otherwise, the Udex surely would have noticed. Wait, no, he must know already. That would explain the underwater Melazine patrols. No wonder I kept running into officers from the Mara Chaussee Phantom earlier.
In that case, let's go find Nervalette and we can sort it out together.
No, not just yet.
Why not?
For one, the diplomatic castle alone would be a nightmare. Even though I haven't reported back to Snezhnaya yet, I'm not planning to leave the Fatui anytime soon. Besides, with me here, success is a done deal. Involving other people would just complicate things. All I need is for Miss Citlali to help pinpoint the location of this monstrosity. Think you can do it?
With my eyes closed. This is what I do. I'm a lot better at it than manning a desk, at least. But, how exactly do you plan on resolving this soul stuff? Even to me, there's no obvious answer. Seems pretty complicated, all things considered.
Just trust me. I have the perfect solution.
Oh, all right. If you're that confident, we'll follow your lead. Why the sudden interest in helping Fontaine with this, Androne? You never knew René and the others, right?
No, I didn't. And you're right. This problem has nothing to do with me. I wouldn't get within 10 feet of the Nartsitzenkreuz Ordo or its members. But, in his later years, Elan told me he regretted not helping his best friend when he needed it the most. He also felt sorry towards Marianne for being too lost in his mechanical research to look after her properly. If he were still with us, I think he'd do the same. He might have a few choice words to say about it, but even after everything, he wouldn't leave his friend's mess for someone else to clean up. Friends shouldn't hold grudges or leave behind regrets. Fixing what happened between him and René was one of his greatest wishes. All I'm doing is fulfilling it in his stead.
You know, you really do seem a little different now.
You mean everything that just happened wasn't for nothing? Why, thank you for pointing out the obvious, Paimon. Just washing off the grime of the past. Turns out, a lot can build up after being ignored for so long.
What's this about aquarium tanks all of a sudden? They go off on some grand adventure and what? Now they have their own private code? Stupid.
All right then, Lolly. Tracking this thing down is up to you.
Huh? Oh, right. No problem.
You got this, Granny Eatsley!
You! Come with me to Hotel de Boer for a drink. Right now! Why? Because I said so! Miss Guillotin, I'll report back on the location tomorrow morning. Just need a drink or two first to bolster me up.
Well, don't let me keep you.
All right, you. Time to go. I've got scores that need settling.
Huh? Listless, abandoned souls. An accumulation of resentment and filth.